Fracanzani has already been online with us for a while. We also have with us Miss Jessica Chan from Global Agriculture Info Group for China. And talking for Senegal will be Mr. Boubacar Konta, who is also online with us. Ladies and gentlemen, as I invite the guests that are physically present here to join us on the stage, let me tell you a little bit about our sessions chair and our other participants. Mr. Kanak Thakkar is the driving force behind JKT Group's phenomenal growth and global presence. He has led the company since 1998 with a clear vision and passion for excellence, under which this group has established itself as a leading trader for peanuts and sesame, with a network of offices in India, the Netherlands, UK and Dubai, and 3 most modern factories in India. The company handles over 70,000 tons of peanuts and 40,000 tons of sesame from various origins every year. Mr. Thakkar's outstanding leadership and dedication to quality are reflected in every product that comes out of JKT Group. Ladies and gentlemen, our next panelist on this session is going to be none other than Mr. Khushwant Singh, truly yet another gentleman in the nuts ecosystem who needs no introduction. Mr. Khushwant Jain is the owner of GS Exports with a background of dealing in agricultural commodities since his very young teenage. He was asked to start the export business of the family as soon as they ventured into it. Since then, the company has gone from strength to strength. From the year 1999, the company went on to become the highest exporter of peanuts from India. He is the immediate past chairman of the Indian Oilseeds and Produce Export Promotion Council, which is directly under the Ministry of Commerce for the Government of India. And he is also the director of various trade associations. Let me also tell you here, his company was also presented with the very prestigious Niryat Shri, the gold trophy honor by the Honorable President of India, Mr. Pranab Mukherjee, for being the highest exporter of agricultural products in the MSME industry. Such a pleasure to have you here on the stage with us, sir. Our next speaker this morning in this session is going to be Mr. Edoardo Fracanzani. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Edoardo, do we have Mr. Okay, Isa Suleiman sir could not make it. So I would move on to Mr. Edoardo Fracanzani, who's already been waiting since almost 6 in the morning. It's almost 6 in the morning in Argentina. Mr. Fracanzani is the executive director for Argentine Peanut Chamber. And he's been from the Camera di Commercio Italiana Cordoba president from August 2021 till present. He's also the Argentinian Peanut Chamber Executive Director from November 2016 till present, which is almost close to 7 years now. Also a member of the Italian Chamber of Commerce in Cordoba, Argentina, and a Vice President for 5 years in 2 months till July 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, let me also tell you that Mr. Edoardo Fracanzani is a PhD in Science and Politics. Our next speaker this morning, after him, again online, is going to, somebody again who's been waiting for a while, is going to be, do we have Miss Jessica Chan in the house? Okay, so we'll wait for her to join us. She can take a place on the stage as and when she comes. Miss Jessica Chan is the director at GAIG, Global Agriculture Info Group from 2011 till date. She is the Director GAIG, providing international agriculture market reports and assists sell and buy of pulses, oilseeds, grains, sesame, peanut, mung beans, pinks, flaxseed, soybean, and all of these in China. Our finance speaker is already online with us, Mr. Boubacar Konta from Ideal Business. Mr. Boubacar Konta will most probably be talking in French. And if that happens, I would request Ms. Jacques from Eventel to please translate wherever possible. And now I would like to hand over this session to our chairperson. Ladies and gentlemen, as I hand over this session to our chairperson, He's already been introduced to you, but let me give you a better introduction to him as well. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a very special video coming up for JKT Enterprises, which will give you a fair sense of what Mr. Kanak Thakkar himself is all about.
Hello everyone, good afternoon, and I congratulate World Sesame team to include peanuts in this, and I hope in coming years we can see a lot of peanut industry people like we see Sesame people in this forum. Okay, we have Ms. Jessica Jain from China join. So let's start with India. Mr. Khushwant Jain will give the presentation. I invite Khushwant Jain to come to dais.
Namaste. Good afternoon. So first, I thanks to Mr. Srivastava. He invited me as a speaker for the groundnut. They have introduced first time in Sesame conference. They include the groundnut, which is the most of trade people are doing the both the groundnut and sesame business from the most of origin countries as well as the importing countries. Both are in the same trade business. Today's my topic of this presentation is India 2023 groundnut crop and market trends. I will cover some points. They have given the time limit, so I will be complete on my time limit. So overview of groundnut scenario. The groundnut is an important oilseeds crop in India, occupying first place in term of area and second place in term of soybean. India is the second largest groundnut producer in the world after China, producing around 8 million tons of groundnut in shell term of in last year. India is producing two main variety, which is called Java and Bold. In international term, Java called as a Spanish variety, Bold is called as a runner variety. Is the small area India produced the red natal, which is produced only in the Tamil Nadu region of the India. Groundnut in India are available throughout the year. Like sesame, in most of the state, groundnut is producing every month. In some of the small area is harvesting. Although we have the two major crop in the India, one Kharif and one Rabi, but mainly crop harvest in Kharif crop. But every alternate month or same month we have the different province, different state, small and big crop is harvesting. Government of India has taken the initiative few years back to upgrade the groundnut industries, mainly for the purpose of exports. There is the rules. Government of India, Ministry of Commerce has put every exports which is going from India is firstly checked by aflatoxin and moisture, and after taken the certification for the exports, only allow from the India. Any country in the world, including Europe, including Japan, there is some aflatoxin limits as per the country as importing. India only maintain the standard of the quality of the importing countries, where the rules in Africa is different, sorry, in Europe is different, and Japan different, some Malaysia is the different aflatoxins residue limits, which India government compile with all this requirement of importing countries, and then they allow the exports from India. We have also processing of peanut butters. In few years back, India was hardly exporting the peanut butter, but in last 6-7 years, India government has taken the initiative, and the butter factories and the blanch factories in big way, they are having the world-class facility, and they are exporting from India in good quantity. India is the largest producer of the peanut in the world. I think is the second in the world after China. Groundnut harvest time in the major state of the producing state in the India, like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Andhra, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra. These are the major state province which produce the groundnut throughout the year. Main crop is Kharif crop, as I mentioned. This is the monsoon and rainy season crop. Kharif crop, some people have said that it's a winter crop. There is a Rabi crop also available, which is harvest in Feb, May, and the summer crop of the small crop is harvest like in Gujarat, April, May, in the Madhya Pradesh, May, June. In Tamil Nadu, there are every alternate month. They are the different state, different districts have a different type of the harvesting, and almost 5 times of different area harvesting the peanut in the Tamil Nadu. Like same in Andhra, that south province, mainly like Gujarat, the producing both the variety Java and bold. Majorly Gujarat is producing bold variety, around 35 to 40% they produce the Java variety. In Rajasthan, earlier year it was mainly produced the bold variety. From last 2-3 years they have convert some farmer into the Java varieties. Java varieties mainly around 15% in Rajasthan now they are showing, and the crop is coming like Java, rest is the bold. Like Karnataka, Andhra, Tamil Nadu, they only produce the Java, and like I told, the Tamil Nadu is producing the red Natal also, only one state. Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh, these two states, it was in last 4-5 years, the area is increased in peanut, and they are producing every year the big quantity. And right now in Uttar Pradesh, there is around 60 to 70% is Java, TJ. In the Java, there are 3-4 varieties are there, one TJ, one tag. That's all quality we called as a Java, which producing in Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. In some of area in Gujarat where farmer have some irrigation facility, they early showing, which is they do before the monsoon start, they start the showing, that already start the harvesting, but very small quantity and very small farmer which they have the facility of water, they only produce the early harvesting the groundnut. We are talking about India's export of groundnut from financial year April 2022 to March 2023. The major country which India is exporting, Indonesia around 225,000 ton, 27,000 ton, Vietnam around 155,000 ton, then Philippines, then Malaysia and Thailand. These all 5 major countries are almost doing 80% of exports from India to these 5 major countries, which is mainly in Indonesia. They buy only Java, TJ varieties. Vietnam, there is the buying Java as well as the bold. Philippines, majorly only Java. Malaysia, only Java. Thailand, also majorly Java. Very few which they have process and re-export to other countries. They import the bold, but very small quantity. So India's export of value-added product like peanut butter and coated peanut, which is around 50,000 ton of the last year, and from April to June, approximate 15,000 ton also exported in last 3 months. So in few years back it was hardly 15-20,000 ton. It's now comes to around 50,000 ton per year. As I told earlier, there are a lot of new facilities, world-class facilities has been installed in India. Around 40% of total exports is going to these major 6 countries: UAE, South Africa, Afghanistan, Netherlands, USA and Saudi Arabia. This is the balance sheet of groundnut. India's total yearly production is around 80 lakh ton. 10 lakh ton is equal to 1 million ton, which is the total production in shell in India. Out of around 6.69 metric ton in kernel exported, around 200,000 ton in till August is exported, and blanch and peanut butter around 51,000 ton has been exported. So total around 9,20,000 ton peanut in kernel exported, and we count as a in shell around 13.15 lakh ton total export. The India used for oil crushing around 28.50 lakh ton, which comes to in oil around 9,86,000 ton, and out of that around 125,000 ton India is exporting the peanut oil. And major country which is the importing from India is China. Out of 125,000 ton, around 121,000 ton only goes to China. So China is the major countries which importing the peanut oil from India, and 2 years back it was around 225,000 ton, and before last year in 2021-22 hardly to 20,000 ton. So all depend on China demand. If China in the market, they import from India in big quantity of peanut oil. So in domestic consumption, in call of domestic consumption is around 29 lakh ton, which is including use for the peanut butter, for the table snacks, chocolates factory. All consumption is in shell is around 29 lakhs ton. And for the new showing, every year India have a demand of around 8 lakh ton of for the new showing, because around, if it is 80 lakhs tons of crop, we require around 8 lakhs ton of peanut for the new showing. Out of that, we calculate around 135,000 ton balance stock, which is very small stock, which will be finished in next 1 month time before the new crop arrival. So hardly stock will be balanced before the new crop is arrived in the market. The area under the kharif crop, which is in total is around 43.27 lakh hectare, It is on this data is 25th of August as per the Government of India Agriculture Department. On 20 up to 25th of August, total area is in around 43.27 lakh ton. Out of that, the majorly area is the Gujarat, 16 lakhs 34,000 ton, and 4% is less compared to last year. Majorly area in Andhra reduced by 47% and increased majorly in the Uttar Pradesh. As I told, Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh is two states which is every year is taking into the groundnut. Farmers are happy with the groundnut price in last 3 years. It's almost more than the minimum support price from the Government of India, which is 3,370 rupee per 100 kg, which is farmer feel it's a very good price which they are getting for the peanut. So they more and more into growing into the peanut for the especially in the MP and UP farmer. So overall area is 3% less than compared to last year, and mainly crops such as soya area is increased because the soya in the especially in the MP state they and in Gujarat they growing the more soya. That's why the area reduced in the peanut in the Gujarat, but in the MP increasing this area of groundnut, but they are taking the area of sesame and other crop. Even in the sunflower and sesame seeds area also reduced this year, mainly due to the they are getting the benefit in the peanut. So this is the estimate groundnut Kharif 2023 production, which there are we just produce. This is not a survey by survey, it is just for the estimate from the trade and farmer area of the local businessmen. We have taken the view of this all around 50 people, and we just estimate about the new crop of the Kharif. Total crop is around 59.61 lakhs ton. Compared to last year it was around 68 lakh ton. So in the production the total area only reducing 3%, but total production is reduced by around 10 to 12%. This is still we are awaiting for the rain. The rainfall has been about 30% less than normal, thus there is the uncertainty on yield. So compared to last year in our calculation, yields are less, especially in the Rajasthan. Last year it was yield around 3000 kg per hectare. This year we come into 2000. Main is the rain deficient, and also some area is affected by the white grub. They have around 10 to 12% area is affected by the insecticide is white grub. So rain are awaited with the harvest set to begin in the month of time. So if it's good rain, maybe this figure will be increased. Right now everybody is waiting for the rain in the India. This year we calculate the average yield is around 1250 kg compared to last year. Last year was around 1500 kg was the average yield of the India. So mainly due to deficit of the rain and some problem in insecticide. So we calculate in our prediction is 1250 kg. So this is my disclaimer. Thank you. Myself is Khushwant Jain. We are mainly into groundnut business. Around every year we are exporting from India more than 50,000 ton of groundnut. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Jain. And before I invite Mr. Thakkar to retake over this session, since Mr. Isa Suleiman could not make it here due to last-minute compulsions, we are lucky enough to have with us, seated still within us, Mr. Jahid Nagarwala, who was just on the stage in the prior session talking about sesame. Sir, on the moderator's request, you're invited back up on the stage, this time to give us a peanut overview of Sudan as well. Ladies and gentlemen, something I could not tell you earlier, but now I have this with me. Mr. Jahid Nagarwala is the director of Alpha Group Agrox Gulf Holding, which is one of the leading grassroots level processor and exporter of sesame seed, peanut and pulses from African rich agricultural countries for the last 18 years, having operations diversified as far as Mozambique, Sudan, Tanzania, Togo, Benin and Senegal. Such a pleasure to have you back here, sir. Mr. Thakkar, the session is back in your hands.
Hello everyone. Now I would like to invite Ms. Jessica Jain to present about the situation in China. Ms. Jessica Jain.
Hello everybody. Thank you for the team to invite me to introduce the China peanut situation for my PPT. I'm Jessica Chen from China GAIG. For the China peanut, I will have 4 parts to introduce the China peanut situation. The first, I will introduce about the China planting area and the production. From this chart, we can see this is from the China government office data. This from this data we can show the from 2015 the China planting area have an increasing trade, except the 2022. This is a production chart, and from this chart we can see this is from the official data. This is some difference with the traders data. For traders forecast, like last year, the traders forecast the decrease will be 20 to 30% decrease. But from the official data, we can see this increase not so much big. Because maybe the traders most focusing the some few product area, but the official data will see the total, the whole data. For this year, we can see the data from the official. It will be also increased on the planting area and the production. For the traders later, the production will be increased about 10 to 12%. We can just take this data for the trend of the product, the planting area and the production. For the directly how much down, how much up, we can just see as a reference. But this conclusion is that this year China production will have an increase, and we can see the demands are also keeping increasing. This is the China imports. This is 2 parts. One is the peanut kernel, one is the peanut with the shell. We can see from the till to July 2023, the totally import quantity nearly the same with last year. Last year have reduced for the import due to the global high price on the peanut. But this year, due to last year, the traders forecast there will have a 20 to 30% decrease. So the import, so China buy lots cargoes from international origins. But for this year, we forecast the totally import quantity will be nearly same with 2021. Yeah, for the peanut with the shell, we mainly import from the USA. Normally, we import from USA for the peanut with shell in a big quantity at one contract, maybe is a big with a big quantity, but the quality we import not stable, mainly according to the price. India also a big peanut supplier country, but also due to the price change too much, so the import quantity may be limited. Not like Africa peanut, with the import quantity nearly stable every year, and also keep increasing. This data is for peanut oil imports. We can see in this chart there are 3 countries can supply more than 100,000 tons peanut oil, like Argentina and India and Brazil. We can see the data from the total import this year till to July, and this number already couple of the last year same time. It had increased about 93% than last year. So we forecast that this year the peanut oil import also will be past last year, the total quantity. This chart is for peanut and peanut oil import volume and the price trend chart. We can see the left two charts. The peanut oil and the peanut, they have the closely related on the import quantity. When the peanut import value up, and the oil will be down. When the peanut import value down, the peanut oil will be a little up. These two are complement for the import, but totally quantity nearly every year nearly the same. Also, we can see the right one two chart. The price of peanut and peanut oil, they all on the high level right now. The price on the high level right now. This is this trend is the peanut import quantity from 2030 to 2023. We show it just for you to show to see the trend, the trend of the import. We can see the trend, the peanut import from 2018. There have a big increase due to the during the epidemic area, the people all located at home, so they bought more peanut oil for family cooking. That's why the peanut import suddenly increase in March. This is Sudan peanut selling price trend. We import from the Sudan maybe the largest quantity for the peanut. This is the trend. We can see the price this year also in the high level in the history. One side because the one reason is that Sudan still in the war situation. That's why the price cannot down. This picture we can see the China factory crushing factory processing profits trade. We can see from 2020 this year from January till May, the factory nearly all lost the lost. So that's why you can see next picture. That's why the factory operation rate is very low this year. Some big factories, they stopped to processing the oils because the oils because the raw material like peanut are in the high level, so the factories have no profits. They have no profits, lost money, so they maybe they stop processing the oils. Another reason for the peanut factory is lower operation rate, because in 2021 and 2022, factories stocked much cargoes they stocked much cargoes. They didn't consume all the cargoes, so this year they nearly seldom to buy and keep selling their stocks. This is the peanut oil price trend. We can see from February to June, the peanut oil have a downtrend. Before the peanut oil always have its own independent price trend, but this year the peanut oil price are dragged by the three major oils like soybean, so the factories have no profits. That's why, like this picture, the operation rate is very low. But after the July, the peanut oil already prices up, so there have some profits on the factories. So after the July, the factories beginning to buy some cargoes. That's why the price from last month, the peanut price are strong, keep strong, and oil. For the supply and demand in China, for peanut imports, we mainly import about remain at 600,000 tons and 1 million tons, and peanut oil we import about 240,000 tons to 300,000 tons every year. From the trend of the China import data, China have a strong demands on peanuts, but if the price keeping high level, this is also influence the total quantity of China imports. And adding after the epidemic, the catering recovery, and we hope adding the economic of China recovery, and peanut oil as a flavor oil welcomed by many China families. I think the peanut value demands will have a stable growth trend in the future. There have some views and forecast from us. China new products. We all know right now is the China new crops are already on the market, but right now still a small quantity on the market due to recently some rainfall, and it influence the big quantity arrive on the new cargoes arrive the market. Some big factories beginning to process and open to crush the peanuts from middle of the August. they began to buy some cargoes before the China Mid-Autumn Festival. But they mainly buy the import cargoes because the China new crop cargoes are still in very high price. So leading the China port, Huangdao port, the inventory last year about 30,000 tons. They right till now, by yesterday's data, there are about 10,000 tons left in the Huangdao port. In September, the new crop peanut will be gradually on the China market, so the supply will be increasing. In the later stage, we need to pay attention to farmers' willingness to sell and we expected the purchasing willingness of the factories will be low before the October. We forecast the China peanut market is expected to stable but weak in short time. We will focusing on see the demands of the Middle Autumn Festival stocking. Before this PPT, we interviewed some crushing factories and big traders for the forecast about the China peanut and the peanut oil market. 10% traders think the market will be up. They think the quality of the China new crops is limited, and adding the rainfall in the producing area rainfall is very high, so which affected to the cargo's arrival on the market, which are good for the later market. But 60% of the traders think the market will be weak before the festival, China Spring Festival, because the price of peanuts on the history high level and the new season cargo's production are increased 10 to 20%, which is negative for the market. Like 2022, because the price in global high level, that's why the 2022, the total import of China had a little decreased. On the crushing factory, 50% of the crushing factory think the market will be bearish, and 10% have a bullish opinion. This is all my contact I want to share with you. This is about our company. We are a platform for import and export purchase. We help the traders. We provide the market information, and we help the traders sell and buy. And we also provide some business solution. If this is details about our service. If you have some interested about our services, can visit our website or email to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica, for wonderful presentation. Now I would invite to start presentation from Mr. Edoardo. Video presentation.
Hello everyone, my name is Edoardo Fracanzani. I'm the director of the Argentina Peanut Chamber, and I would like to thank everybody. It's really an honor to be here and be able to represent the Argentina peanut sector at the Sesame and Peanut Conference 2023. So let me start with my presentation. Here we go. Okay, so we'll be talking about the Argentina peanut sector, and especially, of course, the 2023 and 23 peanut crop. So here in this slide, you can see the evolution of the planted area of peanuts in Argentina. There is a significant variability depending on the campaign, depending on the year, which depends on a number of factors, starting with the lease price of the lots and other considerations. You can see in the map the average temperatures in the peanut area, which is in the circle right in the middle of Argentina, very concentrated in the province of Córdoba. Now, the temperature in this area are a little lower than other peanut-producing countries, so this gives some advantages and disadvantages. The advantage, maybe the most important one, is the fact that we have very low aflatoxin contamination, and a disadvantage can be the little longer growth cycle for the peanut plants. You can see here the total peanut production in the last few years. The last one is an estimate still, but you can see that there is a significant drop in the current year. The 2022-23 crop, which has been harvested just in the last few months, is significantly lower. We will talk more about this, but this is due to a severe drought that we had in Argentina this year. But usually the production measured in shell, it's close to 1.5 million metric tons. You can see also the evolution of yield, in the right graph. And here too there is a significant variability, of course, mainly depending on weather condition and the availability of water. Nearly all of the peanut grown in Argentina does not use artificial irrigation, so it really depends on rains. And you can see that the yield this year has been lower than 2 tons per hectare. That's measured in kernels. So to be precise, we had 1.77 tons per hectare in our estimation so far this year, which is significantly low, similar to the one we had in 2018 that also was a drought year. So here you can see the exports in metric tons in the last few years. They were pretty steady after 2019, where again a drought affected the crop. So around 800,000 metric tons of export, which is in terms of dollars exported, a little over $1 billion. So you can see here the evolution of the exports in kernel in the last 3 years, taking into consideration only the period between January and July. So we compare 2021, 22, and 23, and you can see that the value has been fairly steady, with a little bit of growth each year in the last 3 years. Of course, we forecast a reduction, a significant reduction in the second half of 2023 as well as 2024 due to the lower production this year. You have here the same figure of exports, but this time with oil, still in metric tons. There is a very significant variability, as you can see, depending on the month. But overall, if you take the whole period in the table on the right, that is the period January-July each year, it's fairly steady as well, a little over 30,000 metric tons for each period considered. Okay, this is our supply and demand that we publish in our website, camaradelmani.org.ar, and you can see the last 3 seasons, and you can compare the last one where As I was mentioning before, we had a yield measured in kernel of 1.77 metric tons per hectare, which is very low. You can compare it to the previous 2 years, which were around 2.5 metric tons per hectare, so it's a lot lower. Of course, the production will be a lot lower this year as well. We are forecasting at this time a little less than 660,000 metric tons in kernel, which will allow about 433,000 metric tons of export for the season, which is significantly less than the previous year. You can see also here the total elements of demand, the internal market in Argentina, which is growing, though a little each year, oil stock, of course, and seeds for the following planting. Okay, this is a look at the weather condition during the current crop. During the growth cycle of the plant, we didn't have ideal condition. Far from that, in fact, we didn't have La Nina, as you certainly know, and also soil moisture. You can see in the chart in the picture on the left was very low in average in the peanut growing area. So very bad weather condition for peanut growing this year. This is a look at availability of water and heat waves, as well as frost condition in February especially. So as far as the first element is concerned, again, we had very high heat waves and low availability of water during the plant growth cycle. And a final surprise was in February, a negative surprise, I must say, which was a severe frost, which further complicated the plant growing cycle. So that was the situation about 2023. We just, as I was mentioning, finished the harvesting just about a month ago. And right now we're estimating the total production, but we will be very close to the figure I mentioned earlier. Institutional issues that I should mention regarding Argentina. There are two particularly impactful issues that we're looking at for the peanut sector. One is the taxes on peanut exports that we've been having for quite a while, actually. They range from 3 to 7% of the FOB value, depending on the specific product. And of course, it's an element that affects to some extent the competitiveness of our peanuts by adding to the costs. The other, which was particularly significant in the last few months, were restrictions from the government to imports of a certain product, as well as restrictions to payments abroad. Unfortunately, there is a lack of US dollar, reference currency for Argentina, so the government is trying to limit as much as possible the outflow of US dollars. And that impacts on peanut growers and exporters' operations, of course. So just to look at the geographical distribution of Argentina peanut exports, these are the exports of kernel without taking into consideration oil. As you can see, the European Union is by far the most important market with more than 60% of the overall Argentina exports. But we do have significant exports as well as in other European countries, such as Russia, the UK. The UK is a significant market. Asia Pacific, the Americas, particularly some countries of South America. In Africa, for instance, Algeria and South Africa. On the table on the right, you can see the top 10 market, considering single countries. The Netherlands, as you certainly know, is by far #1 with most of the exports, but we have significant markets as well in the UK, as I mentioned. Poland is a very important buyer, Italy, Russia, Australia, Germany, France, Spain, and in the Americas, Chile is a very important customer as well. However, we export to almost 100 countries throughout the world. Okay, just in closing this presentation, I would like to present an event that we're organizing for next year. It will be the first in-person World Peanut Meeting in Argentina, in Cordoba, in the heart of the peanut producing area of Argentina. And we are inviting all peanut professionals from around the world to assist. It will be a great event talking about the peanut market, production, trade flows, and the future of peanut consumption and peanut production. So we'll have a website available in just a few days with registration ready to accept all registration from all peanut professionals that are interested. So thank you very much. Again, it's been an honor to represent the Argentina peanut sector here at the World Sesame and Peanut Conference 2023. Thank you, and have a great continuation of the conference. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Mr. Edoardo, for a nice presentation. Now I would invite Mr. Boubacar to present about Senegal.
Alors bonjour. Je voulais juste à l'entame de mes propos remercier et féliciter ceux qui ont organisé cette conférence et saluer l'assistance qui est sur place. Nous allons parler un peu de la... Je suis permettez-moi aujourd'hui de vous présenter un peu de façon brève l'arachide au Sénégal. Il faut dire que la campagne de l'année dernière a été soldée avec 1 600 tonnes en 2020-2021. C'était ça, c'est ce qu'on avait eu comme une production générale. Soit une baisse de 200 000 tonnes en le comparant à la campagne de 2020-2021. Donc seulement 162 000 tonnes a été vraiment collectées et utilisées par les principaux entreprises publiques qui sont un peu sur la transformation de l'huile, à savoir la Sonacos, le Copéol et une société indienne qui est basée en Sinsal. Aujourd'hui,
Sir, we already have Ms. Jacqueline here who will be translating your presentation simultaneously in English. So once we complete the slide, she will do it at the end, sir. So you complete your presentation and Ms. Jacqueline will sum up the entire presentation in English for the delegates here.
Good. Alors, l'objectif de la production pour cette présente campagne, l'objectif à atteindre est de 2 millions de tonnes. Par contre, il faudra noter que cet objectif est bien possible pour cette présente campagne parce que là, on connaît une pluviométrie qui est en train de faire son chemin avec une bonne pluviométrie, mais aussi la mise en place des semences est arrivée à 80% des semences qui sont déjà distribuées au niveau des producteurs. Et l'État est en train d'accompagner les agriculteurs pour avoir vraiment de l'engrais à leur disposition. Par contre, il faudra noter que cette campagne a une connexion avec la campagne présidentielle qui va se passer au mois de février 2024. Donc, nous allons vers une campagne 2023-2024 qui sera un peu rapide au Sénégal parce que vu les perturbations probables dans différentes zones. Ces zones, il faut le dire au Sénégal, les principales zones de production sont aujourd'hui la Casamance qui est une très grande zone de production qui produit plus de 40% de la production nationale et à côté et c'est une zone pluviométrique très abondante où la qualité qui est souvent produite dans cette zone est de 73, comme on l'appelle ici, et le 55. À côté de la Casamance, nous avons le bassin arachidier. Et le bassin arachidier aussi, c'est là où on appelle le grenier de l'arachide au niveau du Sénégal. C'est une zone où est concentré beaucoup des exportateurs indiens, chinois qui viennent vraiment acheter de l'arachide au niveau du Sénégal. Donc, cette zone aussi est en train de connaître une bonne pluviométrie. Donc, soit il y aura une très bonne production dans cette zone. À côté de cette zone, nous avons la région de Louga et la région de Thiès. Ce sont ces zones où vraiment nous avons souvent la production qui est plus destinée à la transformation en huile au Sénégal. Donc, ce sont ces zones où on a une qualité d'arachide avec une qualité vraiment adaptée par rapport aux différentes unités de transformation d'huile qui se trouvent dans notre zone. En dehors de cela, nous avons aussi les régions de Tambacounda et Kédougou qui sont souvent, même s'il n'y a pas une très forte demande ou bien une très forte culture de production d'arachidière, restent des zones qui sont aussi en train de produire et de fournir plusieurs tonnes d'arachide, souvent convoitées par des exportateurs chinois. Alors, ce qu'il faudra reconnaître un peu sur la commercialisation, c'est que l'État du Sénégal prévoit un peu sur l'arachide. Il faut dire que depuis 2021, il y a eu une première fois la taxe sur l'exportation d'arachide au Sénégal. Et cette mesure est souvent mise en conséquence selon la situation de la campagne. Donc, il y a eu des années où cette taxe est de 40 francs. L'année dernière, cette taxe était revue à la baisse à 30 francs pour vraiment relancer la campagne et permettre aux producteurs de bénéficier d'un prix meilleur. Donc, rien ne peut se dire pour l'instant par rapport à cette taxe parce que l'État peut le maintenir comme il faudra vraiment l'enlever pour cette présente campagne. Alors, le Sénégal, par rapport aux prévisions de prix, il faut dire que l'année dernière, le Sénégal a souvent l'habitude de donner un prix plancher et que l'année dernière, le prix plancher était de 275 francs CFA. Et par contre, nous avons eu, avec cette concurrence des exportateurs chinois et d'autres pays, le prix Bochon était arrivé jusqu'à 400 francs CFA. Cela veut dire que le prix au kilogramme au niveau du Sénégal est souvent déterminé par cette concurrence entre les huiliers, les semenciers et les exportateurs de façon générale. Donc, pour les huiliers, en général, le prix dépend du prix plancher avec une marge de 14,5 à 25 francs. Donc, pour cette présente campagne, il y a deux facteurs qu'il faudra noter. Il y a une bonne pluviométrie, mais aussi il y aura le prix plancher va augmenter à 300 francs. C'est sûr parce qu'on va vers une élection présidentielle. En général, il faut comprendre les politiques aiment souvent quand il y a ces échéances donner le meilleur prix. Donc, nous pensons que le prix va être un peu élevé, mais il faut juste noter que la plus grande partie de l'arachide sénégalaise actuellement est contrôlée, voire même exportée vers la Chine. Donc, ce qui est quelque chose qui satisfait plus les producteurs, mais que l'État, depuis l'année dernière, est en train de mettre des mesures pour au moins contrôler les semences au niveau local. L'année dernière, la mesure était que le pourcentage total qui a été collecté, seuls 80% pouvaient être exportés vers ces pays, les 20% étaient restés au Sénégal pour que ces sociétés exportatrices puissent le mettre à la disposition des semenciers. Je pense que c'est une mesure qui va continuer cette année et merci de votre attention.
Hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. All protocols observed. My name is Jacqueline Jakwa. I'm the West African representative for Eventel Global, in charge of market information for sesame seeds and peanuts. And I'm here to give a brief summary of what Mr. Boubacar just shared with us on the peanut sector in Senegal. So he began by giving an overview of the sector in retrospect from 2022 to 2023, where he indicated that there's been a declared production of around 1,600,000 tons and a drop of 200,000 tons compared to the 2020-2021 season, thereby making it only 162,000 tons of peanuts were collected for crushing in Senegal. He also indicated that the benefit of 3 local processors in Senegal, namely Copel, COPEOL, had a 15% of production, and an Indian company, which is Sin Salum International Industry, also had 6% production. Most of the rest were imported to China. Although a certain amount was reserved for seeds, Senegal's total crushing capacity is around 335,000 tons. The production target for 2023-2024 peanuts season is 2 million tons. And this is also achievable because of the good rainfall patterns they have recorded in recent times, in addition to the success of the certified distribution of seeds. The government is also supporting peasant farmers with the distribution of fertilizers, and this also would also contribute to the progress of the peanut industry. For the towns, the key towns that grow peanuts, Casamance stands out as #1. And this is because they have a comparatively good climatic conditions and then good soil fertility. Other towns also include Kuala, Kafrine, Fatrick, and then Douabel, who are also very good in, they have very good production of peanuts. The northern sector of Senegal, which comprises of the towns Loga and then Thiès, are also record very significant production of peanuts. Comparatively, towns in the eastern sector do not do really much in production, although they also contribute significantly overall to the general peanut production. And on taxes, he indicated that the government of Senegal, they review taxes according to the prevailing trade policies and international agreements. For instance, in 2021, Senegal took steps to increase custom duties of imported peanuts And this was done in order to protect the interest of local farmers and also to boost local peanut production. Then to summarize it all, to sum it all, the price forecast for peanuts marketing in 2023, Senegal is in a habit of providing fixed amount of price per ton for peanuts. And this is scheduled to continue in this year based on the presidential campaign for 2023 peanut season. And they intend to cap the price per kilogram at 300 CFA. But the price also varies because it's prone to fluctuation from the Chinese companies, including Sonacos, Copel, Olam, etc., who operate on a price margin of 14.5 and 25 francs CFA. Thank you very much.
Thanks for presenting. I would like to invite Mr. Jaid Nagarwala to tell something about Sudan new crop prospect. He has not made presentation because it was short interview. We invite him. I hope he will give overview.
Thank you, Kanak bhai. Once again, thank you, WSPC. Due to the last moment call, I'm not able to present detailed presentation. I can give you some highlight on Sudan last year 2022 crop and upcoming 23-24 crop. ठीक है, Mozambique भी रहेगा. No, Sudan. I can give you Sudan and as well I can give you a little idea for the Mozambique also. For crop 2022-2023, Sudan exported approximately 300 to 350,000 tons of peanuts. Most of the cargo it's traded to China. The price started from 1,200 to 1,250. And it was recorded very high until 1,450 level also. There was a lot of direct Chinese companies buying was noted in Sudan, which increased the price very high. This year also noted there was a lot of default also noted from Sudan. Unfortunately, there was a very short portion of Sudan to Indonesia trade. Most of the trade has been done to China. That was for 2022-2023 crops. And for the upcoming crop of 23-24, there is not too much good news from Sudan. Due to the war situation, most of the production area is war affected. Very less plantations and almost the plantation area also was affected by the war. Local farmers and local traders, they did not get bank finance or credit facility from banks. Normally they are getting before the plantations. So this year they did not achieve that credit. So this also affecting the plantation area. Labor shortage due to the war, that lot of laborers are diverted from production area to some safe areas. So there is also affecting production cycles. Another, local demand for the oils are very high. So whatever will be the production, each production can be diverted to oil factories. So since 23-24 crops, we don't have too much hope from Sudan. Even when the crop will introduce in December, it cannot go too far. Maybe hardly 2 months or 3 months crop can be finished. If it start in December to January maximum it can run, or if it delay, it can go January to February. but not more than that one. So Sudan is not not presenting attracting data, but still we have 2-3 months. Maybe some situations can be improved. Then it will be easy to export Sudanese cargo, but volume wise definitely it will be much lesser than last year. From my side, that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jahid bhai. We'll have some questions for you.
Audience, the session is now open for questions. Any questions?
My question is for Mr. Khushwant Jain. You said the carryover is very less compared to this year. Carryover is less, and crop also, according to you, 1 million ton is expected to be less. So what do you think the price outlook for the crop when the new crop comes, and seeing the demand because of the Argentina is also short, so there will be demand. So what do you think about, in Sudan also some part of demand will come to India. So what do you think about the prices?
Actually, the Indian crop short is there. Mostly carryover stock will be finished. The price range right now is going on in dollar term from India. The main market like Vietnam, Indonesia is trading in 80-90 count of Java variety, TJ variety is around $1,450 per ton right now going on, which is after the new crop harvest. We don't hope much to come down on level of, it would be, if go down, the minimum to minimum is $1,300 is the mark where India market will be in for next 2 months when the full-fledged arrival will be in the India. It can be go up to 1,500 again, because earlier it was, the trade was in the around $1,500 to $1,525, and majority the importing countries like Indonesia, where the hardly stocks are available, they all are waiting for the new crop. So it would be benefited to India, like Argentina is mainly going to European country, but Sudan, yes, of course, they are exporting to China as well as the Indonesia, and Vietnam mainly they are depending on the India because there is no any options for them. Vietnam, like Sudanese, they are not, there's a ban in the Vietnam, they not buy the Sudan peanut. So for them mainly is the India only the option to buy. So I don't think so personally market will be go down below the 1,300. I'm in bullish side. Market can be go up from 1,400 to between $1,500 per ton.
Thanks, Mr. Khushwant. According to, you said show the yield. There are different yields in different area. What do you think? Why the yield differs so much in India? Number one. Number two, what do you think the yields for TJ and Bold? Which one is higher? Because recently everybody is seeing the TJ is becoming very prominent everywhere. So what is the reason for that?
In the Bold variety, there is mainly the yield is high, which is you can see in the Gujarat and Rajasthan, where the main crop is the Bold crop, where in some part of the Rajasthan where we see the yield, earlier it was the 4,000 kg per hectare, which is this year we are on an average we are saying 2,000, which last year was the 3,000 kg per hectare. Same in like in Gujarat, the mainly growing area is the Bold. So Bold yield is always higher side because the size of the Bold we are getting around majorly 50-60, but we get the 38-42 count also, and the yield which is the state have the lesser, which are growing mainly the Java varieties in the south like Andhra, Karnataka. So where the size is small, they are mainly biggest size is 70-80, some very few is the 60-70, otherwise 90-100 count, 80-90 count, and the below count which is used for the coating industries, like 140 to 160 count around 10%. That's why the yield variation we can easily see between Java and bold variety.
With local consumption going up, for if you see Sesame also, peanut also, same trend everybody's seeing. What do you think the export prospects in coming years from India?
Yeah, it's true. Earlier in India, the oil consumption hardly 6 lakhs ton, 0.6 million ton, which India consume in Indian market. But now in India, the people are after the COVID. A lot of people convert themselves is the peanut is the good oil for the protein. So the little bit less earlier year, but this last 2-3 years, the oil consumption in India going up. Peanut butter is the big consumption started in India and is the growing. So it will be definitely, if the production will not increase, because every year like same like China, we have the population 1.4 million people, and if we will not get the proper crop, then definitely India will be in the deficit again. And India is not importing any peanut right now. Like in sesame deficit we are importing, but in the peanut we are not importing. So this will be definitely affect the price. Indian market will be the I feel personally cannot be go below the $1,200 in near future also. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Khushwant. Let me ask some questions to Jessica. I saw in your presentation that planting this year is better than last year, and you expect more demand compared to last year. What is the reason of same? And the second question is that we see the Brazil peanut oil being sold more than Indian peanut oil. What is the reason for that?
This year, till to July, we can see from my presentation, the totally import already for the peanut, the totally import already nearly the same with last year. I think the totally import will be nearly same with 2021. The demands for this year, because the China economic and the catering, all the recovery and the like school and like the restaurant, all the very actively. So I think the demands will be very much better than last year. Sorry, the second question.
If you see new statistics, this year the Brazil oil has been sold more than Indian peanut oil into China. So what is the reason for that? Peanut oil from Brazil is sold more this year. It has been imported more compared to Indian peanut oil. What is the reason for saying? Oh, no, China bought peanut oil more from Brazil than India. So what is the reason for that?
Oh, I see. From China import the peanut oil much peanut oil. Hello. Please. China imported the peanut oil more than India from Brazil. I think there is one question is about the quality. About from last end of last year with peanut oil from India, there have some problems on the quality, especially this year also have these problems. China people maybe transfer to Brazil to some I think maybe the peanuts this year the quality a little not bad, not good like previous. So maybe that's, I think this is one reason for why China transfer more quality from Brazil.
Yeah, I understood. You're right. Yeah, some problems with everything in peanut oil. And what do you think? Because Sudan, everybody is expecting less crop. How much less, we don't know. It's too early to say. But Sudan last year was imported 350,000 tons to 400,000 tons according to GAIG and according to industry also. So this amount and this quantity will be replaced with which origin? What do you think? This year will be import will be less because crop is less.
Yeah.
So this will be replaced with which origin? What do you think?
Yes. From right now, the Sudan situation is not very clear. But from the Sudan, some friends and members, they feedback to us. Maybe the planting area will be reduced. And also there are another news about the Sudan. They said maybe because Sudan locals, they need more peanut oil. Maybe the Sudan government, maybe they suggest maybe they will be banned to export the peanut, as we heard about this news. So I think the peanut from Sudan, China import from Sudan will be actually reduced. But the number I cannot say. But it is the truth. It will be reduced, I think.
So India will replace Sudan to certain extent, or Senegal? What do you think? So India will ship more peanuts this year to
I hope so. Because,
or Senegal.
Yeah, because from the data you can see from last year to this year, the China import the normal trade to Qingdao part. The normal trade, the quantity from India increasing from last year. The data you can see my presentation data. Yeah, I think if this year because the China demand is there. If the Sudan situation is still in not good situation, maybe we transfer to India, USA, and to find other origins. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Jessica, for your inputs. Now my question is for Mr. Jahid. There is news in media that there is a lot of fertilizer shortage in Sudan. Do you think that is also one reason affecting the planting in Sudan, or only the war is the main reason? I mean, can you highlight on that?
Yeah, there is some shortage of fertilizer. It can affect production, but for plantation main affecting the whole situation. And another, the farmers and traders, they did not get the finance from them. Normally local banks, they provide good finance for the plantations and for traders, but this year the bankings are not well established and all are affected. So this finance is the main reason to mess up the product. Another, the laborers have moved from production area to some safe area to survive from the war. So that is affecting the plantation areas.
Do you see the logistic bottlenecks at Port Sudan? Logistic bottlenecks at Port Sudan now currently, because that would also affect the exports from Sudan.
Logistic, in beginning the war, the logistic was completely disturbed, but now it's already established. Some shipping lines are already calling, especially for Port Sudan to Jeddah. So at this moment, it's not seems too much issue of the logistic from Port Sudan. Yes, from production area to Port Sudan, it can be affect, but from Port Sudan to at this moment, is not too much issue.
From the main market for peanut was Khartoum in past years. Is any new market being created for peanuts, or everything will be shipped from origin, like local transport, what I am saying?
Yes, main market was Khartoum and Omdurman, which was producing, and now Omdurman and Khartoum is stopped. There is no chance it can restart again, but that production will be moved to another bush area, which is or in Rahat side and inside, they can produce and they can push directly from that area to Port Sudan.
Do you have any price idea what Sudan will open to China, or too early?
I think too early, but for peanut side, I'm completely bullish. Last year it was traded 1,450 level, so I expect if some production will come out, not less than 1,350 or not less than 1,400 level.
Thanks for.
Yes.
So, sir, we'll start from there. There's a question and then we come to you. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Excuse my English. I'm francophone, I'm French. I speak French, but after I translate. Donc, ma question est d'ordre stratégique. Donc, là maintenant, on parle plus d'exportation de nos produits de l'Afrique vers l'Asie ou alors l'Europe. Maintenant, moi, ma question est de savoir, est-ce que les entreprises partenaires, hein, que ce soit des entreprises indiennes qui importent généralement nos produits ou alors les entreprises chinoises, est-ce que ces entreprises mettent en place des stratégies visant à nous aider, nous aussi en Afrique, à transformer ces matières premières localement afin de réduire non seulement le chômage, mais de contribuer ou bien d'apporter une plus-value ou une valeur ajoutée à nos pays. Merci.
Hi, his question is, the companies in China and in India who are importing the products, the peanuts from the region, Senegal and other areas in Africa, are you also helping to alleviate the malnutrition and add any benefits to the value-added product in their region? So not just the raw material, but also do any value-added products to alleviate also malnutrition in that region?
India doesn't import from Senegal, but yes, China import. I don't think China is helping in terms of value addition for Senegal market, but yes, they are supporting buying raw product. And most important benefit today China is giving to Senegal is without duty on DFT they allow to import. So that is a huge benefit for Senegal, and there's easy market access for Senegal peanuts to China. That's benefit is important right now.
So we have one more with Mr. Mukul Gupta, sir.
Hello. Vasavi, thank you for getting the two biggest peanut players from India, Kanak, my friend, and Khushwant bhai, my brother. The biggest traders in India, I have a question for both of you. You just asked, this is a follow-up question to your question earlier in the panel, that Sudan is not going to supply the quantity that China is used to, and India does. The two biggest players from India are sitting right there from peanuts. If both of you come in the market with an actual knowledge that India is going to replace that, what do you think happens to the market? Are we going to fall in that spiral again where prices suddenly go up and we are not competitive enough? Or do you think India can maintain its competitive price advantage and the crop advantage going further into the season?
According to me, when the crop will start, there would be pressure for next, like October, November, until December, we would have competitive price, not cheap price, but competitive price to supply to the China. So that would be there. After that, maybe prices will go up. But right now, what do you think will be competitive to sell to not only China, all over the world? Because seeing the situation world over, we think there would be good demand coming to India.
Okay, but the question is, when the two biggest players of India, JKT and GS, are sitting there with actual knowledge that we will move quantity, how do you control it in the domestic market?
No, because if you see, the export is very small fraction of total crop which comes. Like 600,000 tons almost being exported and 8 million tons of crop being harvested. You see, it's only 10%. less than 10%. So export spikes the prices, but it will not affect the local supply.
See, presently in India, after the harvest, right now is the festival season. So first, when the harvest will start, as in my presentation I mentioned, hardly stocks are available in carry forward. So it will be goes to the domestic market, and domestic market is the biggest market for Indian peanut. Like only 10-11% in kernel form we are exporting, and our local consumption is 90%. And India consumption is going increase every year. This is the fact that Sudan is not there, because Sudan always harvest in November, December, and if they will not harvest. And Sudan is last year most of cargo went to only China. So if Sudan is not going to export, able to export to China, so here the China's total demand, if it is the increase, their crop is less, like area is increased in China, but if it is not good crop, they have only and only option for the present scenario, because no Argentina is short by 40%. So they have only benefited to the Indian market, where if China enter in the market will be moved from this level minimum $100 plus. So this is the currently scenario. Domestic people, domestic consumption, domestic demand, due to festival, Indian market will not allow to go down for the next 1 month, because after the main harvest in November, when the bold will start in the big quantity, there is the only the money crunch, and the farmer wants to sell the cargo, because right now Indian peanut is selling more than the MSP price. So farmer want to take a benefit of the price. That time the good arrival in the market, there is the chances of market to go down. But later on, like Mr. Kanak told, that for the whole year Indian consumption is very high side, and that will be not allow market to go down further. And China enter the market, then November or December, whatever the month, whatever the year, it will be not allowed to go down.
One final question, let's keep it short and then the session closes.
Hello, actually it's not really a question, it's kind of a clarification about the question that the gentleman has asked. I maybe understand it a little bit better because I speak French as well. It was more of like, what is the added value that the players are bringing in the origination countries when it comes to specific products, such as, let's say, peanut? What are the players bringing in, let's say, if you take Senegal or Sudan? Are they manufacturing? Are they transforming? Are they adding value? Are they creating jobs on those specific value chains in those? That's basically who are working towards transforming agri-value chains in Africa, and trying to put in place systems and infrastructure and any other means that can help to develop industrialization of Africa through those agricultural value chains. That's it.
Right, sir. So I think it was more about the corporate social responsibility of those companies that are basically procuring from there.
So basically what we see is in Senegal there is a lot of paste factories also, but I don't know whether it is coming up. But oil, definitely the oil demand is coming up. But let me ask Mr. Boubacar to answer this. But I would need someone who can translate for us, because translate is no, she is not here.
So we have the lovely Iman Rada. I think she would be, happy to do that as well, since she was the one who translated the question too. So Mr. Boubacar Konta will address everyone, and then maybe you can just on the spot sort of translate his answer for us.
Can you ask the same question to Mr. Boubacar?
Could you ask the same question in French? He just wanted to add something to it, sir. Mr. Konta, you're on air.
This question, I will try to answer in English, so that can be very easy for you people. My English is not very clear. But what I understand, I think his question, it is at the government level to make some political things to make their factory up. For the others, foreigners, I don't think if they will help these countries to push their industry. I know China facilitates Senegalese to export their peanuts in China market, and also some companies from India are trying to set some factories in Kanak area. They have 3 or 4 company from oil company in Kanak. Those companies are from India, and I know some Chinese are trying to just make the first process in different areas in Senegal that are helping a lot of people to work. But what is the situation now? I think for the population is better because the consumption of the oil in Senegal is not very high. So for the producers, they prefer to sell Chinese or to sell exporters than to sell all local companies. For my opinion, it is only the government to see how to organize all these things and try to process first locally before to sell out. So it is what I want to add about this question. Thank you. I hope you understand my English.
You spoke fantastically, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, with this we conclude this session. First of all, a huge round of applause to everyone on the stage. A big thank you to both our guests that have been online. Ladies and gentlemen, for the ones that are still seated here, let me reiterate that while this was our first ever panel on peanut, the people that are sitting on the stage are literally global entities and personalities in this business. It has been very specially curated and they've been handpicked for this session. Such a pleasure to have each one of you up here. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our chairperson for beautifully conducting this session for us. But one final favor that we always ask our chairs is to present a memento to each of our speakers. And starting with our first memento this afternoon going out to Mr. Khushwant Jain for his fabulous India overview, which was so comprehensive, visiting one state and the other. It was almost like going through the entire map of India. A big thank you to Ms. Jessica Chan. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us the Oriental perspective here. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have a memento yet again for Mr. Jahid Nagarwala. You might be the same person, sir, but it's a different session. And a harder round of applause for his spontaneous overview since he was initially not a part of the panel. A big thank you going out to Mr. Edoardo Fracanzani and Mr. Boubacar Konta. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time. It's been amazing. Mr. Konta, your memento will be sent across to you by Eventel later. Thank you, and same holds for Mr. Fracanzani. Ladies and gentlemen, before we wind up, I would like to now invite on stage the lovely Iman Rada from GETCO to present a memento to our chairperson, Mr. Kanak Thakkar. Requesting all the guests to kindly stand up and close it for a group picture on the stage. Iman ma'am, please stay back for a group picture.